Okay, good to have you back. We're going to continue our conversation on setting goals to explode your pay. This next lesson, lesson number 3, is all about deepening our understanding of this very important part of your business that we call average service ticket. So let's get started. Now, I want to bring you back to the last conversation. As you recall, we set your personal money goal to increase your take-home pay. And we used an example in the last conversation around $36,000 as a goal, and then we raised it even up higher. So by now, we've got that set in play. What I want to talk to you now about is how are we going to get you there by increasing your average service ticket. And I've got a whole bunch more to say about the connection between your average service ticket and your annual take-home pay, but I'm going to save that for the next conversation. What I want to be talking about now with you is what exactly do we mean by average service ticket? It's a term that a lot of people hear and they're really not clear as to what it means. So I'm going to give you a real simple definition of it, and then I'm going to help you to figure out what your current average service ticket is right now. So to do that, let's just say that today you have 2 guests on your book, and one of the guests is just getting a woman's haircut. And what you charge for a woman's haircut is $35. I'm just kind of making this up as we go along. And then the next guest on your day, in addition to getting a woman's haircut at $35, you can see you're also doing some partial foil work on her. And I'm just going to say partial foil, $50. So if we take a look at both tickets, we had a $35 ticket with our first guest. Our second guest, the total was $85. Now, if we add both of these tickets up, we're going to come out with somewhere around $120. Now it's just a matter of taking the 120 and dividing it by the number of guests that you do. And if we do that arithmetic, you're going to see that your average service ticket for that day was $60. Don't look now, but I just showed you what average service ticket is. It's amazing when I explain this to people in the salon. It's like, oh, so that's what average service ticket is. Yes. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you the connection between your annual income and service ticket so that you see why average ticket is so important. Your average ticket empowers you to grow your annual income one ticket, one guest at a time. And in other words, as your average service ticket grows, so too does your annual income. I've got a whole lot more to say about that in the next conversation. But right now, I want to help you to figure out what your current average service ticket is right now. To do that, what I want to show you is usually when I'm coaching, I like to coach by the week. So let's just, for sake of conversation, pretend that last week, I'm going to make up a number, you did $1,000 in services. And in that same week, you do 20 guests. Once we know what those two numbers are, we can do the arithmetic. I want to use my friend, I just love it, using my script calculator, that we take the $1,000, we divide it by 20 guests, and your average ticket last week was $50. Isn't that cool? So if all we really need to know is what you do week to week in dollars and total guest count, because that's going to show us what your average service ticket is. Now, what I'd like you to do now is to find out in real time what that ticket is by going back last week. This is your action plan, your homework assignment, if you will. Go back last week, find out last week's service total in that same week, do a count of your guests that came in. Then it's just a matter of taking the dollars, dividing it into the number of guests so that you have an average ticket. So you go do that, and then once you have that number, I'll meet you in the next conversation. See you soon.